Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday,
Sunday,
Sunday.
Sunday.
Today is February 21st, and it's a great day. We are going to begin our worship as we always do, as we face the Nagel Yisrael, the flag of Israel, if you have one. If not, we just rise and put the flag of Israel in our heart as we turn to page 1.
Page 1, that's my favorite page.
My favorite too, for Hatikva.
Kol od balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi homiya, ulfatei mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia, od lovda tikvatenu, hatikva bat shnot alpayim, להיות החופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים, להיות החופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים.
All right, everyone, you may be seated, for it's our time to talk about the Torah. And today's Torah portion is Titzaveh. You shall further instruct. And we are in the middle of the book of Exodus, getting law after law after law. Because remember, there's not only 10 commandments, there are 613 commandments. Now, today's commandments are all about the first place of worship that the Jews ever had and ever built. And it wasn't in one particular place. We're not talking about the temples that were built in Jerusalem or this glorious temple that was built in Richmond, Virginia. We're talking about the first formal place of worship for Jews ever. And in fact, it was movable, and it was a giant tent so that it could be packed up and carried from one place to another. And it was called the Mishkan, the tabernacle, or the tent of meeting. Any of those names. Let's say them all together. The Mishkan,
Mishkan,
the tabernacle,
tabernacle,
or the tent of meeting.
tent of meeting.
And in order to have a place like that where Jews were able to go to worship and a place for God to dwell in the community, you needed a special light. Isn't that right?
A special light.
And there's a special light right behind us as well. It's called the always light. And it's right up there above the ark. In Hebrew, we call it what, Cantor?
Ner Tamid.
Ner Tamid, which means eternal light or forever light.
Yes.
And why we say that is because wherever there is Torah, wherever there is knowledge, there is light. And light goes forth from wherever Torah is taught. And so the first Torah, the first set of these laws, and how many laws are there, Cantor?
613.
613 were placed in the Ark of the Covenant by Moses and put into the first worship place of the Jews, which was called the Mishkan, or the tabernacle, or the tent of meeting. And the first always light the first Ner Tamid, the first eternal light, was lit there. And we have one right above our ark as well. What in your life do you want to be on forever? That's what we should think about today. And we should find sources of light in our own lives and make sure that those sources of light and happiness and joy and learning stay on always, just like the always light. All right. Well, we're going to turn now to page 3.
Page 3, that's my favorite
That's my favorite page too, as we rise together for Baruch.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
All right, and now that we're all warmed up and we've said we're ready to pray, we continue now on page 4 as we answer our incredibly hard math question: how many God is there? That's right, there's one God, so let me see you hold up one finger for one God.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
All right, everyone, you may be seated, and we're going to continue on page 4. That's my favorite page, with the Via Haftam, and the Cantor's going to lead us real slowly, so follow along with your finger and say every word as best as you can.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvchol nafshecha uvchol meodecha vehayu hadivarim האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Nice work, everyone. Keep that practicing, sure is paying off. All right, keep practicing, and I can't wait to hear everyone all in the same room, God willing, one day soon. Well, it's time now for our midah of the week, which is humility. And in Hebrew, Cantor, it is?
Anava.
Anava. And humility is the balance between having self-confidence in yourself, which is a very, very good thing, to not being overconfident and overshadowing other people. So humility really is about recognizing that while you're good at some things, other people can be also good at some things and maybe even better or at least just as good as you are. So everyone say 1, 2, or 3 things that you are super good at right now. 1, 2, 3. Excellent, excellent work. Now, tell me someone else who is just as good as you or better in those 3 things. Ready? First one, go. Second one, go. Third one, go. Now, if you could not think of someone who was just as good of you as you or better than you in one of those things, then maybe you're the expert in your field. You're absolutely the best at it, but that is unlikely, but possible. Or, like me and like everyone else I know, we need to work on our humility a little bit more. Now, the way I do that in my own life is I try to focus on what I do really well and what I like about what I do, rather than trying to put other people down or even comparing myself to somebody else. Because if I'm confident and happy with the work that I produce, who cares how it is compared to somebody else? Who cares who cares that there is somebody who can do it better than me? I'm really proud of all of the good things that I can do, and I focus on those positive things rather than focusing on anybody else's not so good qualities in that particular area, or even bother to compare myself at all. And that's hard. Because you know what I like, Cantor?
Mm,
I like competition.
that is true.
And I also like to win.
That's also true.
And I bet that many of you like to win as well. But here's what I want to leave you with. That in order for you to win, and in order for me to win, and in order for the Cantor to win, not always does someone have to lose. We can all win. And that's how I see humility. Anything else to add, Cantor?
I think that was beautiful. I like to think of humility as being aware of our true worth. So, not putting ourselves down, especially not pretending to put ourselves down or feeling like we should put ourselves down to appear humble, because that's not what it's about. It's about being honest.
That's right. And putting forth your best effort and being satisfied with it if you know you've done your best, no matter what anyone else is doing.
Mhm.
And I think that everyone should feel really good about themselves in all of the Hebrew words that they're learning.
All those Hebrew words.
All those Hebrew words, because the Hebrew word of the day is savta. And Cantor, what does savta mean in English?
Grandmother.
And Cantor, how do you say grandmother in Hebrew?
Savta.
So, how are we going to remember that, Cantor? How are we going to remember? What's our mnemonic?
Okay. Grandma, pinch my cheeks a little savta.
Pinch my cheeks a little softer. I wonder if these all have a little bit of an accent because of my growing up in the Northeast. But a little softer, that's all you have to think, and that is grandmother. So how do you say grandmother in Hebrew, Cantor?
Savta.
How do you say softer in English?
Grandmother.
Excellent work, everyone. And that's our Hebrew word of the day. As we continue our service, we are going to go to our concluding prayers. Specifically today, we're going to revisit the Mourner's Kaddish on page 10.
Page 10.
So once again, I want everyone to get your finger ready, and we're going to follow along with the Cantor as we slowly go through the Mourner's Kaddish, because this is one of those important prayers that we should all be able to participate in, because these prayers help comfort all those who are sad around us because they've lost somebody they love. And this prayer is important because it helps us remember all of the people that came before us. So let's remember all of the people who came before us, and let's think of all the people in our community who are sad because they've lost somebody they love, and let's stand up together and use our finger and follow along closely so we could pronounce all the words of the Mourner's Kaddish.
Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei Rabbi be'alma divra chirute ve'yamlich malchute bechayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yit'aleh ve'yithalal shemei dekudesha berich hu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru. Amen.
Amen. May God, who creates harmony on high, bring peace to all of us and comfort everyone who is sad. And let us say together, Amen. And now you may be seated. We're going to turn to page 11. Page 11. It's my favorites for our closing song, Kol HaNishama.
Kol HaNishama Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol HaNishama Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol
together. Kol HaNishama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Happy Sunday, everyone! Sunday, Sunday, Sunday!